So now we're ready to create our final mix. But before we start writing any automation, I want to create groups or VCA groups that'll make it easier to deal with multiple tracks at the same time based on what they play. For example, drums, bass, and even the acoustic guitar and pianos, because we created multiple tracks for those. So let's open up our mixer and start by selecting the drums, from the kick to the drum rooms. I'm not going to select the crush bus or the reverb, because those are being sent post fader, so they'll be adjusted when we adjust the group. So let's make a group of this. We'll name it drums, and we'll just make it a mixed group. Then we'll create a new track, Control-Shift-N on the PC, or Command-Shift-N on the Mac, and we'll create a VCA master. And we'll name it drums, and we'll switch that new track right here to be our drums group. So now this is going to control all the drums over here. Although it's still sending to our crush bus and the reverb. But it's a great way of controlling all the drums at once. So if we want to bring them down at one point, or back up. What I really like about this is that we'll know where the starting point is if we reset it to 0. Alt on the PC, Option on the Mac, and it goes back to where we left off. But we can also solo it and mute it right from here.
Where do we go?
So let's do the same thing with some other groups. Starting with the bass, select them both, create a group, name bass, just a mixed group, create a new track, that's a VCA, name it bass, set it up to control that bass group. Now this track is going to control our bass tracks.
It's not the end.
So we can control a group of things with just one fader. Let's do the same thing with the acoustic guitars. If you remember, we created a stereo effect by duplicating the track. But they still work separately. So let's group them so we can control them with one fader. And now this fader controls both of these tracks. Let's do one more for the pianos. And now this track controls both pianos.
I've got scars on my skin and in my mind.
Now it doesn't make as much sense for the rest of the tracks because we only have one electric guitar, mellotron, slide guitar, eighth note guitar, and a main vocal. and the background vocals are already grouped. So we probably don't need a VCA. So now we're ready to write some automation and create a final mix.